got a fascinating statistic for you. Last weekend, Daryl Millard came away with 65 whistles and 15 foul calls. Tonight, you had 66 whistles and 16 foul calls. How do you feel?
So I win. Take that, Daryl. How good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, cool. That's
Oh, it is a lot. Daryl was stat padding, but I don't think you were stat padding. Did you feel like you were stat padding?
Nah. Needed it. It was good. Yeah.
In your face, Daryl.
In your face, Daryl.
AMAC, I want to know, man, as a veteran referee, someone who is in a more senior position and running a lot of crew chief games, what's the importance of leadership for referees in general, but for someone like yourself, and how do you become an effective referee, an effective leader as a referee?
It's massive. Yeah, it's huge. People that can't lead crews and can't bring people together, it's really problematic for the crews. So for me, how I do it anyway, I try and really build that team culture from the start. Try and get everybody's input from the pre-game and everything that goes on throughout the game. So I don't think like singling out errors and all that sort of stuff about the game and individually saying, oh, you've messed this up or you messed that up, that doesn't help anything. So we've got to speak in general sort of team terms. I think that's the best way to go. That gets us all on a page to say, like, generally, for that game, for example, like, some off-ball coverage was probably some of the issues in that game. So we spoke about that a lot. We don't go single out individual calls or say, you screwed this up or you screwed that up. It's all about us as a crew and how we can work together throughout the game. So I find, for me anyway, that's how I do it. Other people have different ways to do it, but for me, it's all about bringing us together and talking as a crew, not an individual.
Got you. I really like that, man. Really, really good information. I've got one last question for you, man. In the third quarter, with 2 minutes 36 left, we had a double whistle on an and one call down on the baseline. And you went over to Camellia and then to Jack, and it seems like you asked them a pretty succinct question. It looked like it was coordinated really well. I was wondering what actually was said in that interaction to get the right outcome in a succinct manner.
So was that the goaltending situation?
Yeah, exactly.
So those situations are hard. For me, it was one of those sort of plays that brings attention to it. So everyone's, cheering for their team to get the bucket or whatever it is. So there's contention around the call. So just clearing it up as soon as possible. So for me, from the outside, I didn't think they touched it. So I went and confirmed that with Millie. Just said, from the outside, I don't think there's any touch on the ball. Millie was a little unsure, but again, like we got to there, we sort of spoke it through and we agreed that no, there was no touch and we're happy to count the bucket and off we went. So it's all about sort of extracting information. So like same deal, like we spoke about the whole crew chief thing. Like I go over and say, this is what I've seen. Have you got any other information that can help? And then we get to an outcome. So if it looked good, that's even better.
Looks good, man. I think you did a good job. Thanks so much, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you.